Muted. The slide is muted. Please unmute it.
This video. Okay, just a second. Okay, I'll do. Okay. Is the audio video audible or not? Hello? I have
Yes, Dr.
shared
Vinay.
I have shared the video. Is that audible or not?
Yeah, but there was no sound, Dr. Anand.
For the audio?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon to you all. So we'll start the webinar today. Okay. At the outset, on behalf of College of Banking and Financial Studies, I welcome you all for our today's International Faculty Research Interest Seminar on Systematic Literature Review using ADO model. So I heartily welcome today's key speaker, Dr. Shalini Aggarwal. She is a professor of finance and also associate editor of two important international journals. At the outset, I extend a very warm welcome all the delegates who have taken time to attend our today's international webinar. We are happy to inform you that we have received around 300 different registration from around 18 different countries across the world. We have this program is organized by College of Banking and Financial Studies, which is situated in Muscat, Sultanate of Oman. Our college is sponsored by Central Bank of Oman, and ours is a government organization, government college in Oman, offering uh, diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate education, along with corporate training and research. And our CBFS, our college is branded as CBFS. Our college is the first accredited college, government accredited college in Oman by Oman Accreditation Authority. And we have under research, we have various important pillars. We have capacity building, research promotion, knowledge transfer, as well as community engagement. So these four are the four important pillars of research, and research is one of the major component at College of Banking and Financial Studies, along with the teaching as well as research. And our today's program, we are organizing this as a part of our capacity building initiative about research skills, and also a part of our community engagement as a part of knowledge sharing. So we believe that for the purpose of knowledge sharing, there is no border. So that's why, along with our faculty members, we have extended invitation to all interested researchers across the world. And we hope that this webinar will certainly useful for the researchers to understand the way of making literature review in a most holistic manner. So that's why we have invited today Dr. Shalini Aggarwal to enlighten the gathering about the basics about literature review, and also about how to write a literature review in a most holistic manner. You know that literature review is the one of the primary foundation or primary aspects in any scientific research, and based on our the quality of literature review, which will determine or which will take us to the next level of publishing a paper. We hope our today's program will help all the participants of the webinar today to understand the literature review in a most understanding and most scientific manner. So with this brief introduction, I welcome all the audience who have taken time to participate in our today's webinar. And I welcome you all on behalf of College of Banking and Financial Studies. Next 90 minutes, I hope you will be having a wonderful time by the wonderful knowledge sharing initiative by Dr. Shalini Aggarwal. So before starting the program, I request my colleague Dr. Yasmin Al-Bulushi. She is assistant professor of finance and accounting in our college, to give a brief introduction about our today's speaker, Dr. Shalini Aggarwal. Over to you, Dr. Yasmin. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Dr. Anand. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great pleasure that I welcome you all here today for a special event. We have the honor of hosting a distinguished guest speaker who will enlighten us on the existing and relevant topic, which is a systematic literature review using ADO model. As Dr. Anand said, this topic is very important, and this topic is relevant and actually and engaging. That's going to help us in our research, which is a primary stage. Our guest speaker will delve deep into this subject, shedding light on the key aspect, sharing the valuable experience, and providing valuable perspective that will undoubtedly broaden our understanding in this topic, which is literature review, systematic literature review using ADO model. So without a further ado, I would like to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Shalini Aggarwal. Dr. Shalini Aggarwal is alumnus of Indian Institute of Management, IIM, Ahmedabad, is an associate professor at finance of Chandigarh University, Mohli. She has a work experience of 18 years of industry and teaching. She is MBA with a specialization in finance and PhD in area of risk management practices in banking sector of India. She has more than 40 research papers published in Scopus and Web Science of listed in ABDC. Her case studies are published in IIM Ahmedabad Case Center. She has also authored two edited books published by Taylor and Francis. She has completed three funded research projects, two with IIM Ahmedabad and one by IMS Ghazi Abad. She has conducted more than 25 workshops on data analysis using time series data in SPSS, eViews, and R Studio, and has delivered a guest lecture at national and international level, like South Africa, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Thailand, Indonesia, and Brazil. Further, she has chaired a session at, again, national and international conferences in the countries Thailand and Indonesia. She has 8 copyrights and 1 patent in her name and act as a reviewer for Emerald under Science and such publication. Two students have completed their PhD with her. She has floated one special issue with the Journal of Sustainable Finance and Investment of Taylor and Francis, entitled International Finance and Sustainability. She has become the associate editor of the Journal of Sustainable Finance and Investment, and Asia Pacific Financial Market. Please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Shalini Aggarwal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ali Yassin. Thank you, Dr. Anand, for giving me this opportunity to speak before the people today. So let me start with my, not taking much of the time, let me start with my presentation. Should I start?
Yeah. Can you please focus your face is half cut. Can you please adjust your
Is it okay
camera?
now?
No, only this much is coming. Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
please proceed, doctor. Thank you. Please,
So-
over to you, doctor.
Yes. So let me share my screen with all of you. Okay. I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, it is visible. Please
Okay.
make it full
So-
screen. Make it full screen.
Okay. So today's topic is systematic literature review using the ADO model. So let's understand first what is systematic literature review. Actually, sir, I'll be needing to write on the Word file. So I'll be writing more on the Word file, right? So let's start. Let's understand what is a systematic literature review. Let me increase the font size as well. So it will be more of not of the theoretical, but it will be more of practical aspects that I'll be talking today. And I'll be giving you hands-on to this topic. So the topic is systematic literature review using ADO model, right? So let's understand, I'll be using the short form that is called as SLR for systematic literature review. So let's understand what is systematic literature review, what is SLR, and how it is different from the research paper. So we have two categories. One is the systematic literature review and another is the research paper. So when I am talking, when I'm delivering a guest talk or the lecture, so I had an interaction with the people. Is that okay, Dr. Anand?
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah,
Anand, is that okay?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, please.
so anybody here, please tell me what is the difference between the SLR, that is the systematic literature review, and the research paper. Anybody who can tell me the difference between the two? Yes.
They can message only because they can
Achha, okay, they are not
uh-huh.
allowed.
Yes,
Okay,
of course.
fine. That is okay. So I can see the chat box as well. Yes, the slides will be made available. Definitely, I'll do that. Anybody who can tell me the difference between the systematic literature review and the research paper? If you cannot speak, but you can write the difference between the two. Okay, anyways, let me only tell you what is the difference between the two. Systematic literature review, what we do is we take out the papers already written. Please note down this thing. We take out the papers already written by authors and try to analyze it, right? Whereas in research paper, this is basically on the secondary data. What we do in SLR, that is a systematic literature review, we take out the papers already written by the authors and try to analyze it on a particular topic, right? And it is based on secondary data. It is always based on the secondary data. But what is a research paper? In research paper, we take a new topic. Yeah, what we can say, we read the existing papers and try to find out the gaps and write something new, right? So what is a research paper and what is SLR? SLR is we take out the papers already written by authors and try to analyze on a particular topic with the help of the secondary data only. But what we do in a research paper, we read the existing papers and try to find out the gap and write something new. So this is the basic difference between the SLR and the research paper. So this is the basic difference. So when we are writing a research paper, so we make, when we are writing a research paper, so what we do is, what is the format of the research paper? Let me take you to this. First is the introduction. Second is the theoretical framework. Next is review of literature. I'm telling you what I'm telling you is what is the format? What is the format of a research paper? So this is a topic like I'm telling you about the research paper, right? So what is the format of a research paper? There is an introduction, there is a theoretical framework, then review of literature is there, and then research methodology is there, data analysis and interpretation. Interpretation is there, then discussion, and then implications of the study, and then conclusion. So in this, like we do it like this. So this is the format of a research paper. When we are writing a research paper, so these are the different categories that we normally discuss when we are writing a research paper. Now, let's understand when we are writing a SLR, so how do we go for it, right? So this is the format. Right now, I have shared the format of a research paper. Now, let me share the format of an SLR. The format of an SLR. So how do we go about it? First is again the introduction. Then is the research methodology. Please understand here, there is no review of literature here. Please understand there is no review of literature section here. Then comes the data analysis and interpretation straight away, right? In data analysis and interpretation, like we can go for here the ADO model. Then we go for the discussion part, and then implications, and then the conclusion. So this is the difference between, this is how we got right this research methodology using the Prisma model. I'll tell you in the meantime how it is different, like what is the format. We will be talking about each section of the SLR, right? Each section we'll be talking about. So let's start with this. So what is the first step when we are talking about the SLR? SLR will be studying in depth of how we go for each steps when we are doing a SLR. That is a systematic literature review. First of all, we have to define our area. That is formulating a research question, right? So let me take you to a PPT. Let me take you to a paper that talks about research question. Let me take you to this. It's opening up. We have to wait for a while. This is one paper. Now, everybody please read this. This is a research question, right? Let me increase the font size of it. If it is more and clearly visible to everyone here. So can you read this? I want each of the participants who is here, please read this. These are the research question. This is using the ADO model. They have written the SLR using the ADO model. So what are the antecedents? ADO model, before this, let me tell you, what does the ADO stands for? A stands for antecedent, D stand for decision, and O stand for outcome. Right? So it is antecedent, decision, and outcome, right? So when we are talking about the research question, the first step is you have to decide on which topic you want to go for an SLR, right? So the first step is this, and based on that, you have to decide the research questions. So these are the research questions. Look at this. What are the antecedents, decisions, and outcome of CE on social media? What are the theories, context, and methods used to study CE on social media? What are the pathways for advancing knowledge, improving representation, and enhancing rigor with future on CE on social media? So, the first step when we have to start with the SLR, so you have to discuss about the research question, and this research question becomes a part of your introduction. Just look at this. This is the introduction. Let me take you to this. This is the introduction of the paper, right? So in the introduction, you have to discuss about the research question. So you have to decide before starting with this, you have to decide about the research questions, right? So this is the most important steps. So let me take you to another slide of mine. Okay, so this is my paper. This is not my paper. There is one more paper. Okay, this is my paper. I have written a paper on impact investing. So, what are the research questions that I have decided? Like, what are the major motivational factors impacting impact investors? How do the motivation factors influence the need for the impact investor? What are the significant research gaps in impact investing? What are the future research opportunities in impact? So these are the research questions. So what is the first step to decide or to discuss about the research question? So this is the first important step when we are talking about the SLR, right? So SLR may this becomes a part of the research questions, becomes a part of the introduction. I hope everybody, I think you can raise your hands as well. All the participants, they can raise their hands. Are you people able to understand? You know, I interact with the participants when I'm talking in between as well. So I want each one of you to please, raise your hands if you are able to understand. So I want each one of the participants to understand what, and I want to see as well how many of you are present, right? So it gives the speaker a little motivation, more motivation, so that many people are listening to him, right? So let's move ahead onto this. Now, once you have decided what is your research questions will be, based on that, you know, what you have to do is you have to go for the database search. Now, what is the next step? Let me take you to this. The first important aspect of writing a SLR is the research questions, right? And this becomes a part of your introduction. The research questions, where does it go? It goes into the introduction part. So next important aspect is, second important aspect, once you have decided what is going to be your topic, so what is the next important steps is to search for the already existing papers using some database, right? So the database can be Scopus, Web of Science as well, and many more, right? So to search, what is the next step? To search for the already existing papers on this topic, whatever topic that you are using, right? Using some database. The database can be, these are the two examples of the database that I can use because my college has subscribed for it. One is the Scopus database and second is the Web of Science. So these are the two database. So let's go for the first database, that is Scopus, because I find it very easy to use. So what you have to do is you have to type scopus.com. So when I write this scopus.com, so this is the website. This is the website that you get, right? Everybody will get this website. So let's talk about, let me think, like, let's do impact investing. So let's understand, we are working on this topic and my research question is impact investing using ADO model. Right. Let's understand, this is a research topic. So what we have to do is we have to find out the already existing papers with the help of some database, right? So what we will do is, let's Scopus database I'm here using. So यहाँ पर there are different options. Can you see the options in the Scopus database that talks about article title, abstract, keywords? You can search for this keyword. You can search with the help of authors, first author, source title, and many things, right? So let's go for article title, abstract, and keywords. So what is a topic? What is a research question here? Let's say impact investing. Okay, so how you have to write search documents? You have to double quote. You have to put your topic in the double quote, right? Next is, let's say impact investing is not the only word. So what we can do is impact investment. Let's say, you know, in some paper, it is impact investment as well. So you have to write it like this and put it here as or. Let me repeat this again. What I have done is, the Scopus database consists of huge number of papers already written by the different authors, right? So we have to search into this database, Scopus database, our papers related to the topic that is called as impact investing or impact investment, right? So we have to search for our already existing papers with these keywords, right? So what I have done is, I have selected here article title. This word can be an article title, abstract or keyword, or impact investment, right? So let me click onto this. Let's search for it. Let's understand how many of the papers comes out to be. You can see with this, we get 692 documents. It means what? It means on the topic that is called as impact investment or impact investing, 692 people has already written the paper. And what we will be doing, we will be screening, we will be reading these papers, but this number is too much, right? This number is too much, so we have to reduce this number, right? So we have to reduce this number. How do we reduce this number, right? So what we will be doing is, you can see here different options. You can see here, these are the limit tool. You can put a ban, or you can give some criteria so that the number 692, reading 692 paper is not possible. So we have to reduce it down to maybe 100 or maybe less than a little 100, right? So what we will be doing is, we will be using these search operations. Can you see to this? Let me increase the font size of this, my screen. Okay, I think now it will be visible. So what we can limit to, look, we can limit to business management and accounting. So it will reduce, right? So let's move to the next. What we can do is publication stage, all those papers who are final, not the articles in press. So we will take only those papers that is final, right? Document type, we do not want a book chapter, we do not want a conference paper, review and book papers, right? So we want only articles, right? So if we are going to click onto all these things, so what it will do is, it's limit to, right? Let me press here limit to, right? So let's understand. Can you see here 191 documents has come. Now from 600 something, now it has come to the 191 documents. Can you see to this? The number has reduced. This number has reduced. Okay, so let me take you to the another thing of it, how to write the Prisma model. Let me take you to my paper. Just a minute. This is my paper, not this. Let me take you to the another paper. Just a minute. This paper. Okay, let me take you to the another paper and show you the Prisma model. What exactly it means. Let me take you to this. Okay, this is a Prisma model. So what you have to write here, this is a part of the research methodology. Now, we are talking about two things, right? So let me repeat it. Let me repeat this. What is the introduction part? You have to first frame the research question. This is the first important aspect, that is to frame the research questions. Now, what is the second important aspect? Once you know which is the title or which is the subject area you want to search for. So what you will be doing is, you will be searching your topic in some of the database. The database can be Scopus, Web of Science, or many more. So let's say we want articles with the name impact investing, use impact investing or impact investment. So what we have done, we have we have used the Scopus database, and we have put here our search. We did the search, and what we got is like 191 documents, right? Now, when we are doing all this, right, so it is a part of the Prisma model, and that Prisma model is the part of the research methodology. Let me take you to my this paper, right? So here you can see introduction. The next part is the research methodology. You can see from here, this is the second important aspect of a SLR paper, right? This is the main second heading of the SLR paper, that is called as the research methodology, right? So in research methodology, you will be talking about all these things, whatever we are doing using the Scopus database. So this is what you have to write it and mention there in the second part, that is called as a research methodology. You can see here, if you can see, that is the title. This all just copied from here, and this all becomes a part of your research methodology part, right? So you can see here, this is another paper of mine. This is what I have written. This is another paper of mine, and here we have given this the keywords and all that. So the search things, this will become a part here, right? And planning the review. And here we have talked about inclusion criteria or exclusion criteria. Inclusion or exclusion criteria means the papers, how, what are the things that we have included in our study and what are the things that we have excluded from our study. So articles in press we have excluded, articles without abstract we have excluded, paper published other than English we have excluded, books, dissertation, conference proceeding, book review we have excluded. You have seen that. Is it clear? So you have seen that I have excluded all those things, and after that I have got 191 papers, right? So this is what you have to, whole things that you have to mention into your research methodology part. I hope are you able to understand? I want the participants to raise their hands in between if they are able to understand. I want them again to raise their hands. Are you there with me, all of you? Let me understand this. Nice. You are listening to me, right? Nice. Okay. So the next important aspect is the Prisma model. Look at this now. So first is how many records that we have got? 600 around. So total records using Scopus is, let's say, 695. Only articles from the journals were included. You know that we have excluded something or included something, है ना? Excluded, let's say 100 articles we have excluded out of the 300. So how many is left? 200. Now, so what next again on the next stage? So articles in press has been excluded, articles from other discipline has been excluded. So we have got 100 articles, right? So what is the next step? So irrelevant articles and did not have abstract, that is also excluded. So we are left with 64. So this is how you have to write it. You have to make this Prisma model. This is also a very, very important aspect of the SLR, right? So what we are talking about is the second part, that is the research methodology part of the SLR. So how do we write it? We write what we have included, what we have excluded. We show it with the help of the Prisma framework, right? So this is your second important aspects, right? So let me take you back to the Scopus, this thing. Now, let me take you again here. Just look at this. So what we have got is 191 documents. Let's say we want to go for a Scopus database for 191 documents, right? So what we are going to do, please click here. This is select all, right? Next thing is you download them or export. 1 minute. You export them, sorry, you export them. So this screen comes up. So what is the information that you needed for each of the article? So these are the information that we needed for sure: authors, author's ID, document title, year, EID, source title, volume, citation. All this information is also needed. Abstract is the most important thing. So please click on the abstract as well. So what is the another important thing? That is the references is included. Now you want all this information about each of the document in your CSV file. Click onto the CSV file and click on the export. So what you will see is there is a file that is getting downloaded. Can you see this file that is getting downloaded on my PC laptop? Let me show you this file. There is one more file with me. This is impact investing, right? So let me show you what information you will get and what is the file that you will get. And it's just opening up. Wait for a while. It is taking time because it is a very heavy file, right? So let me show you. Okay. So you can see here. Can you see here? This is the file that you get. Can you, each one of you, see this file that we have got, right? So this consists of the papers that we have extracted. There must be some less papers, maybe, I don't know how many papers are. Almost that one only, 191, 184. So 184s, right? So this is the Scopus database with the help of the Scopus database, we got this file, right? So you can see from here, let me increase the font size of this as well. Let me increase okay. So it talks about the authors. Look at this. This is about a, matlab, this is the one paper. The one that I have selected is one paper. So this is of year 2022. This is the source title, the name of the journal, right? And this is the information about the particular paper. Now, so what is the next important step? This is the abstract. Can you see this abstract? So what we will be doing is we will be selecting all the abstracts and let's paste it here. So what I have done is all the abstracts that I have pasted here. Now, let me tell you what is the next thing that you have to do. You have to read all the abstracts, because some of the abstracts, they may not be of use to you, they do not belong to you, right? So what you have to do is you have to read all the abstracts, right? So this is the most important thing is to read the abstract. Okay, one more important thing I would like to tell you: when you are going for a systematic literature review, it is not easy for a single person to go for it. So always work in collaboration. Like, let me give you an example of mine. Only recently I've started a paper on a second hand fashion. We were three people, we are three females only, and we wrote a paper on second hand fashion, and we decided what is the work that we will be doing. Some part is done by me, some part with my another friend, and third part was taken by my another friend. So it's like a combination, right? So it is not easy for a one person to do whole paper, because the you have to read the abstracts, you have to do so many things, right? So this is this is a very tiring process and a very difficult. Let me show you, let me take you to a live website of mine. Let me show you one website of mine where how we have divided the work. It will give you more motivation. Let me show you how we have done for the second hand fashion paper. Let me take you there. I'm showing you the live results of mine. Look at this. So what we did is, one of my friend, her name is Manisha. So Manisha ma'am, what she did it, she shared the Google Sheet with all of us. So look, we have divided the work, each one of us. Look at this, right? And when we have got the papers, the most important part is, look at this. Like, we have divided this, we have used this Google Sheet, right? And we divided the papers, like how many abstract one will study, how many of second person will study the abstract. But like that only we divided the work, and then we move ahead with the help of this Google Sheet. You can also do the same thing, right? So like you can see from here. So this is the Manisha ma'am, she has done this much of work. Next the Sucheta ma'am, and third me. So like, we have divided the work and we work for this. So this is the thing that how we have gone for. So similarly, you also people go like this, right? So read the abstracts, you have to read whole of the abstracts. Look at this, because there is around more than 180 abstracts. So it is very difficult, right? So divide your work. So this is the important work, right? So with this, you are able to complete your Prisma model till now. I hope it is clear till now. Please raise your hands if it is clear till here. I want all the participants to please respond if it is clear till here. Okay. I'll take the questions in the end, I feel, right? So I will take your questions if it is there, like, okay, fine. Okay, so what is the next step? So let's move ahead. So this is the two things that we have already talked about. First is the introduction, that is the research question. Second is uh, this is the research methodology part, right? So this is the second part. This is the first part of a SLR, right? So this all is the second part. Third is the data analysis. Let me tell you one thing, and to be very honest, cleaning this file is the most important thing, right? So let's say this paper doesn't suit you. So what you have to do is you have to delete it from here. Like let's say delete. So you have to read all the abstracts and delete this. And what you can do is also you can delete the important columns that is not required, right? So you have a references also. You can see here you have a references also in here. This is the references also, you can see. So don't need to make the references, right? You do not need to develop the references. References is always there. So but the most important thing is to finalize, the most important thing is to finalize the paper and the number of the papers. So this is the most tedious work when we are doing the SLR. This is the most important aspect, or this has to be very this has to be very symmetrical. It does not, there should not be any error into this, right? So this is the most important part. Let's move to the next important aspect, that is called as a data analysis and data analysis in SLR, right? So what is that and how do we go for it? So let me take you to my paper again. Look at this. This is data analysis. Now we have started with the data analysis because we have got the Scopus file. Now with the help of Scopus database, so what we will be doing is, this is the year of publication. So what we have to do is, like you can see from here year. Let me increase the font size of this. Once you have selected the papers, right? So once you have selected the papers, so what is the next step? That is to go for a data analysis and interpretation. So you can see from here year. So what you have to do is you have to make a graph like this for it. Like how many articles are there for the year 1995, 2005, what all it is there. You have to refer to this column, that is column E, right? So based on your data, you have to make this diagram. So this is data analysis, first important aspect. That is in which year the paper on impact investing or thrift institutions or second-hand fashion, that was there, right? So in which year the people have written more about these. So this is one aspect of the data analysis. Let's talk about the journal of publications, right? So this again information you will get it from here. So let's see to that. This is the title. No, this is not this. Source title. Look at this. Yeah, it is there. So this is the name of the journal, right? So you have to see in which journal this type of paper has been written the most. So this can be, you can see you have to make a frequency table for this. So we have already made the frequency table, that is the journal of publication. This is the frequency tables. And journal of retailing and consumer services 4, this is the maximum number the people have published their paper in this journal, right? So this is another table that you can go for in data analysis part. Next is countries contributing to the research papers. Now this again you will get it from here, right? The countries. If you do not get the country from this here, if it is not written here, so what you can do is the authors, the country of the authors you can take, right? So the country of the authors you can also take, right? And you can make a chart over here. So like this we have already made the chart, that is USA, UK, Brazil, India, right? So this is also you can get it from the Scopus database. Number of articles, right? So how many of the people, this is again the table. Next is the publication house. First we have talked about which journal. Next is the publication house, that also you will get it from here. Fine. So this also you will get it from here. Next, what is the important? These are the fields that you can put into your paper, right? So let me show you one also important aspect. Let me take you here. एक minute, just CSV export, no, you cited add to list. Here also you can create a references, right? And what is, let me take you to a new citation overview. Let me 1 minute. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to see something. Oh, it got stuck, I feel. Okay, no. So you can see from here as well, cited by. Can you see another column that has been added here? That is cited by. How many people? This can also be, this can be also one of the diagrams that you can make into your data analysis part, right? How many people they have cited this? So this also you can make use of, right? And there is one more thing. Let me show you. No, this. There is a graphs also that can be downloaded here, but I cannot see it right now. Chalo, anyways, I think it is in the new version of this and we are using the old version of this. Anyways, I'll tell you later on to this. So I hope till here it is clear, right? So what is the next important aspect? Okay, so this is one thing. Let me take you research question. Okay, let me take you to another important aspects. Let me take you another diagrams as well. Let me take you to another diagrams that is very, very important that are also you can use into your this thing. Look at this. This is one diagram, right? Into your introduction part to make it more visible. Your SLR, to make your SLR more visible, this is one diagram that you can make into your paper. So like defining the research questions, you can mention it here. Establishing the scope and boundaries of review. So what does it say? Scope of the study, like your paper belongs to which category, right? So I have shown you here, like let me take you to this website, to our sheet. You can see from here, this can also be like different papers of ours. So we have written, is it from Scopus, Web of Science, ABDC listing, Q ranking, SSCI, ESCI, number of articles. So this also you can make part into your data analysis, right? Are you getting me? Data analysis ka ye, this can be a part of it. Like yahan par, these are the tables that you have made. So with the help, this table also you can make. Like how many papers are from Scopus, how many papers are from ABDC B category, C category or A category, and Q ranking, how many. So it can also go into your data analysis part like this, right? So this is another thing. Okay, so this is another diagram that you can make use of into your introduction part. So you can see the time frame, the keywords that you have used, conceptual boundaries, scope of the study. So this is how you can make the different diagrams also. This, they have talked about the Prisma model here. So to make your paper more visible, you can make the different diagrams, right? So this is very, very important. You can make the different diagrams. So I have told you another diagram. Let's talk about the next important aspect in this is, if we are talking about the ADO model, right? So next important data, only in data analysis, the ADO model, right? So that is antecedent, decision, and outcome based, right? So let me take you to one of my papers. So what we have done, let me take you to the paper table. Let me open it up. Figures. Let me take you to the figures. Okay. This is the ADO model. Can you people see to this? Now, look at this. This is the ADO model. Let me explain this to all of you. Let me increase the font size. Let me increase the font size of this. Look at this. This is antecedent, decision, and outcomes. Okay, now how we have gone for it? Look, we have gone for it based on these papers only. Like we have selected the papers and we have finalized the papers based on these only. So we have to read the papers in between, right? So we have to read the papers in between. So what we have done by reading the papers, we have designed this model. Can you see to this? Like we have talked about impact investing study. So there is financial factor, main social factor, and self-actualization factors. The decisions is like, and these are the main factors, and what are the sub factors under it. So that comes into your decision part. So how we have seen it? We have seen it with the help of the literature review. The literature review, or from the previous papers only, the models that they have given. So from that models only, we have find out the decisions part, antecedent parts, and the outcomes of it. Can you see to it? These are the financial factors. Based on the financial factors, what are the sub factors that makes a part of the decisions, and what is the outcome of the financial factors? So this, here it goes. Now what we have done is we have related it, correlated it with some theory. So Macklin's theory of needs, we have uh, correlated this with the financial factors, the need for power, need for affiliation, and need for achievement. So this is the main aspect of, this is the main attraction of my paper. Please understand this thing, this model, besides doing this analysis, data analysis part, we have done this data analysis, but this is the major attraction of my paper, that is to design a model using the ADO framework. There is different models as well. We can discuss in a later on. We can discuss this on a different lectures. If I got a chance to deliver a lecture to you as well later on sometime in future, so I can discuss that with you as well. There are different type of literature review that you can do, but this is one type of literature review using the ADO model, that is antecedent, decisions, and outcomes, right? And we have covered it with the help of the theory, that is Macklin's theory of needs. So this is the main attraction of my paper. So let me show you my paper onto this. Let me take you to this. Just opening up, just give me a minute. So what we have done is like, you can see from here. Okay, content analysis using the ADO framework. You can see from here now. So this is my ADO model part, right? So how do we write for it? Now how to write when we are talking about the ADO model, right? Data analysis may, I have already shown you key year of publications. This is one way of showing publication house, right? So these are the different things that you are showing into your paper. SLR paper. Next is the ADO model that you are designing. So in the ADO model, when you are writing it, so how you have to go for it? Just look at this. So you talk about first the theory, then all the antecedents. You have to explain those antecedents. Can you see to it? So these are my antecedent. And first, financial factor, social factor, and self-actualization factor, right? So I have discussed about it. Next is the decision part. Decision part may financial factors, and it becomes a sub part. Like, let me take you to my tables as well onto this. Look at this. So these are my financial factors. I have made it more visible with the help of a table. Can you see that I have explained this with the help of a diagram, but I'm explaining it here as well. Can you see how I'm trying to make my paper more visible by making more tables, right? So now the financial factors, and after that, these are the decisions, key references, and key findings of this. So this is the next important aspect. So here we have written it, outcomes. So for each aspect we have explained. Can you see? Let me show you this. Like for each aspect that we have mentioned here, we have written something about it. We have written something about it, right? So for each category we have written, right? So this is my data analysis part with simple data analysis part and using the ADO model. So this is the two aspect that I have covered here. Next is the first is the discussions. Discussion is also very, very important. Let me take you to the discussion part as well of my paper. Let me show you through my paper only, this paper. So in discussions, what we do is we just give a summary of what we have done into the data analysis part. Okay, so let me tell you this. Discussion is a summary of what we have done in, in data analysis part. Just a summary, right? We have to tell what we have to tell. Like we have, let's say, three antecedents. We have three antecedents. This is what we'll talk about. So how many, so we will mention here the antecedents. After that, we will be talking about what are the different decisions and what are the important aspects. We will not be discussing more about it. We will not be giving brief about it. We'll just telling what exactly it was and what were the outcomes of each one of them. Outcomes, right? So we will be mentioning here. And here we will also be mentioning about Maclean's theory, right? So this is, we will be talking about into the discussion part. So discussion part consists of all those things. Let me take you to this. Look at this. Can you see? Lastly, the self-actualization factors used sustainable investing generates. Can just read it. Like, you know, we have just informed. We have just to tell. We have to give a very, you have to give a summary of what you have done in the data analysis part. So what is this part called as discussion? Discussion is a summary. Discussion is the summary of your data analysis part. So we have to give in very brief about here. Fine. This is what is important. Next is the implications of the study. The first aspect is the theoretical implication. What is the next important aspect? Fifth aspect is the implications of the study. So what does it consist of? It consists of the practical implication, and second, it consists of the theoretical implication. I hope you are not getting bored. How many of you are listening to me? Please raise your hands. I just want to see how many people are listening to me. Yes. Let's understand this thing. Okay, nice. Okay. So let's move to the theoretical implications and the practical implication. Let me take you to this. Okay, so I have made a diagram onto this. Look at this. This is about the theoretical implications. Like, what is the theory that we have used? Can you see to this? Factors of motivation, need. This is the decision factors, and this is the motivational needs, how they are impacting, right? There is another theory that we have talked about. What is important when we talk about the impact investor is the needs theory of motivation. So this is another theory that is impacting the impact investors, right? So we have talked about that as well. And so in theoretical, let me take you to here. We have talked about another theory here, theory of change, right? Theory of change that is also impacting the impact investors. So we have to talk about different theories as well, right? We can talk about the different theories. And so this is what we have done into the theoretical implication. Managerial implication is how this is going to help the managers or the country if we are writing this paper. So this is called as the managerial implication. So we have talked about when it is an impact investment. So what we have talked about, let me take you to my this thing. Look at this now. This is the practical implication. Like when we talked about the impact investing, the standardization of legal procedures, taxation policy, like if the people they are investing into the impact investments, So there should be tax benefit, right? So this is what we are telling, right? The self-regulated performance reporting system should be there. Introducing impact investing term in the educational curriculum. The managerial implications we are talking about, right? The implication of the study, like this topic should be incorporated into the education system, because it will help the younger generation to understand that earning money is not the only important thing, but we have to move beyond that. We have to be ethical as well. So if we talk about this in the curriculum, right, so it will benefit the younger generation. So this is one of the implications of the study. Setting up of the social stock exchange. So this is another implication, like how do we go how we can see that we are going for impact investing, right? Impact investing is like uh, we are investing into such schemes which is giving us the financial benefits plus the social benefit as well. Impact investing, right? So setting up of a social stock exchanges. So this is the managerial implication of our study, right? So sustainable growth and development through green or blue economy. So these are the things, practical implications, right? So what is the next important aspect when we are writing the paper SLR using the ADO model? So this is the next important aspect. Last, you can say conclusion or future research work. This you can write, right? So this is how it is different from the normal paper. I hope this is very clear to all of you, like how it is different from a normal paper. So this is not a normal paper, right? I think you can make out by now. With this I end up with my session, and I hope you people have understood the concepts that I want to make you understand. Any query and any questions that you would wanted to ask, I'm open for it. Any query? Somebody has asked me, can you repeat the final step that is called as export? Should I go for it? Okay, so let me tell you to this. Let me open my Scopus database. So what you have to do, there is select all, right? And it is not working because it has already, let me refresh this. Okay, I have to select this whole, right? CSV export, you click onto this, it will take you to this website, to this page. So whatever fields you want into your CSV file, you select that, and there is a word called as export here. So you can click onto this. So this will take you, this will help you to download the Excel file like this, right? Okay, any other query? I hope I answered this question, Hossein.
Yeah, I think I have given permission to speak others. I think you can, if somebody having questions, you please raise your hand and then you open your camera and speak. Yeah. So if please you just put down your hands. Then if you have any questions, you please ask now.
Can I ask, Victor?
Yeah. Please switch on your camera and you can ask. No problem.
Okay. Thank you for the presenters. Thank you, Dr. Anand, for this for invitation, and thank you for the speaker for the informative lecture. You mentioned that in analyzing research results,
Right.
do we have to that information you mentioned about the SLR, systematic literature review? Do we have to mention all this in our paper, or just to know this information in order to reach our knowledge about how to design our paper?
No, you have to put all the information, all the information into your paper when you are designing your paper, yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Anybody is having questions, you please ask now, one by one. Yeah.
Can I ask Dr. Anand?
Yeah, please proceed. Yeah.
Hello, Dr. Shalini. How are you?
Hello.
My
Hello,
question
sir.
is very simple.
Yes.
For those of us who don't have access to the Scopus and Web of Science database, what is the way out for us to go for SLR?
So you can collaborate with people like us, and you can take the help of the people like us. There's no issues.
Okay, okay, thank you so much.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah,
Actually, good evening.
please, yeah. Can you please switch on your camera and speak? So, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
I have one question. Can we just stick to one database while collecting the data? Like while
Yes,
collecting
yes,
data?
yes, you can do
So,
that.
all right. So, do you think will it have any question from the reviewer side that why did we stick to one database alone?
No, it will not.
All right. Thank you.
There should not be any problem. Yes.
Anybody else having questions? Yeah. If you have any questions, you please open your camera and unmute and ask, please, directly. Okay.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can the speaker share the presentation?
Sure.
Yeah. We will share it. No problem.
Okay, thank you.
No. Which one? The presentations made by the madam?
Yes.
This one
Yeah,
you are
that.
talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll share.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Good evening, ma'am. Actually, you have told about different models are available to write a literature paper.
Okay, yes.
So, why ADO model is very important than other model, ma'am? How it differs from other model? You
No,
explained
it
about
is.
ADO.
Yes, because I have worked on the ADO model, and this is important because what I have understood is like you go for you go for this kind of a model, and this is very important that with the help of a literature review, you are able to put in such a new thing that you put up. So that is why I go for the ADO model.
So, do you
You
think
can
this is
see
the
from.
best one while comparing other model, ma'am?
Yes, I feel this is the best model when comparing with the other
Okay.
models.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yes.
So we are getting a lot of positive comments. I think it's a very positive feedback, encouraging feedback. So if any questions are there, you please ask. Otherwise, we will move forward. Anybody else?
Excuse me, ma'am. I
Yeah.
have a question.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you please share the name of the research paper you were sharing
I'll
for
share it
reference?
with Anand sir and he will forward it to you all.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am, let's say we have contrasting results in the existing study. So can we use this model to come into a conclusion? Let's say if we have,
Contrasting results means what?
let's say for example, I'm just putting X and Y. So X and Y has a positive relation, which a couple of research is saying that they have positive relation, and some other couple of research papers saying that they have a negative relation or they're not associated at all. So these kind of contrasting result, if it is there in the literature, can we
You
use
have
this?
to take the call for that. Where do you want to put it? This is all up to you.
All
There is one
right.
question. Yeah. There is one question from Ms. Faryal. So she's asking, please explain the difference between bibliometric and systematic reviews.
Okay, bibliometric, you only make the diagrams. There is only diagrams that we make. Like, let me show you one paper of mine that I have written only using the bibliometric. Let me take you to that as well if you want. Just a minute. Just give me a minute. I'll show you the paper, right? This is only diagrams, and diagrams. When we are talking about bibliometric, it is only about the diagrams. Let me show you like how. This is same. This is again same. Look at this now. There's different diagrams that you just look at this. This is a paper on the bibliometric. This is a paper that is using the bibliometric. Like, so author network. So this is important, right? So these kind of diagrams that you can see in here. This is citation coupling, citation indexing, collaboration network. Can you see to this?
Yeah, we can see.
This is country, how it is connected. So this is more and more of the diagrams. Look at this. So this you get it from the bibliometric software itself. So from the software you get all this. So you can write a very good paper using the SLR plus the bibliometric. So it also gives you, it's a very good combination that you use both the techniques and you write a very good paper. Journal network in the global value chain.
There is one question from Dr. Saida, that is, what are the other models? Hello? Hello? Hello?
I think network with Dr. Shalini is gone.
Okay, fine. She may join. Otherwise, the work is almost done. Okay. We hope she will join.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I got a
it's
call.
okay.
Yes.
So
I'm
there is
switching
one.
off my camera. Yes.
Yeah, it's okay, no problem. There is one question on what are other models.
There is TCCM model and another framework. You can do a systematic literature review using journal ka, you can do a systematic literature review. You can go for a TCCM framework. So there are different frameworks that you can use when we are talking about. You can write a paper on some theory, how many, on a single theory, right? So how many papers that has been written. So like that, you can go for a different systematic literature review. So that is a different topic entirely.
There is one question on difference between systematic review and scoping review.
Scoping review is a limited papers, like a very few papers. I have also written a paper that got accepted in ABDC C category, and we only recently that I have. It's a very small paper. Like we did a scoping review with a very few numbers of paper. Let me show you. Let me take you. Can you see my screen? Is it
We
visible?
can see. It's visible. Yeah.
Okay, so let me take so many revisions that we have done into this paper, and so here what we have done is we have only taken, I think, 23 papers into this. This is a paper that is a scoping review, and we have a very less papers into this. I think only 23 papers were there because we could not get much of the papers here because and the time period was very short, 2019 to 2021, and we used both the database, that is Scopus and Web of Science, and we have very less number of papers into this. Let me show you this. If it is there. Oh. So that is what it means exactly. Very few papers, because we could not get many papers onto this. So we cited very few papers onto this. So that is 27 papers you can see from here. So this is a scoping review, right? And the time period was very short. That is from 2019 to 2023. So that is what it is. Any other question?
Dr. Raghavendra, you have any questions? You have one question, right? Can you please ask?
Madam, namaste.
Yeah.
Madam, shall we take the research methodology and the data analysis results as a part of systematic literature review?
What? I'm not able to understand. What does that mean?
Because sometimes the data analysis results, they are going to be taking at 5% significance and 10% significance. Can we consider that one as a gap?
No, I'm not able to understand what you are saying. Can you please repeat your question?
Research methodology part and
Yes.
data analysis results.
Yes, they're
Shall
two
we take
different
into
aspects.
consideration?
Huh?
shall we take consideration as a research gap and make it as a systematic literature?
So we have designed a research question. No? So on the basis of that, we go for the research methodology. We go for the research method. What we are doing is we are talking about the existing papers that we have. The existing papers we are talking about, right? So, so research methodology may this is obviously a gap because nobody has already done this systematic literature review. So this is a gap.
Yeah.
So that is all. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, there is one question on how many papers should be reviewed for a research paper. This is another question.
For a research paper.
Yeah.
Research paper के लिए तो you must go for around 50-60 papers. So you must at least review before before writing a research paper. You must have gone through at least 60-70 papers like this. And minimum number of articles required to do SLR is 40-43. This is what the Justin Paul has told. And this ADO model has also given by the Justin Paul as well. So in one of his talks, he talked about the minimum number of paper to go for SLR is around 43. Yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, excuse ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm actually asking one question. Suppose if I'm writing thesis.
What we are writing?
No,
thesis.
Suppose if I'm writing thesis before submitting, can I incorporate this systematic literature review in that thesis, ma'am? Because normally we will give literature review, it's the second chapter.
No, review of literature and systematic literature review is a different thing altogether.
Yes,
if you have an objective, one objective that you will be doing a systematic literature review, only then you can go for it. Otherwise, don't go for it. It's a paper in itself. It gets published of its own. It cannot. Do you understand what I'm talking about? If there is an objective in your thesis, only then you need to go for a systematic literature review in your thesis, not just like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? Otherwise, we will wind it up.
Yeah, I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
And my question is, the conclusions of SLR is not very clear to me. How to write the conclusions? If you could please repeat that. And
The conclusion is a summary of what you have written. Like you just talk about this. Conclusion is just the totality what you have written. It's whatever you have written. You have to write in summary of what you have written in the total paper. So this is what exactly it is. I can share one of my conclusions as well if you want. I'll share one of my conclusions. I'll share one of my papers in which you can see the conclusion part as well.
Okay. And the other one was you had once said that you were copying abstract and then pasting it somewhere. If you could show that once.
What? I'm not able. Okay, what?
Yeah. You exported the matter of abstracts and all, and therein you copied the abstract and pasted it somewhere. So that was where I got a bit confused.
No. This is abstract is in this Excel file. So what I have done is I have selected this, copy it into the another Excel sheet. That's it. This is another Excel sheet. So I've copied it here. That's it. Nothing. Yes.
Madam.
Yes.
Madam, I do have a question.
Yes.
Madam, question is, when we write a research paper or we do write our thesis, PhD thesis, we used to write the literature review after doing the vivid literature. We have just gone through the literature and we started writing the literature review. In that case, my question is, sometimes researchers used to use it in paragraph form, and sometimes we used to use in brief, in brief gist form, in a table form.
See, it depends. It depends on your university to university. What is the system that they follow? That you have to look for it. If your university wants it into the paragraph way, you have to write it that way. Otherwise, whatever way your university want it to be. So you have to go for that way. Yes.
Okay. So shall we wind up the session? So we have scheduled till 3:30 Oman time. So our faculty members having classes now. So thank you very much, Dr. Shalini Aggarwal. And this is our college initiative. As I told in the beginning,
Yes.
every month we are conducting faculty research interest seminar here at our college, and then we thought we can do it even by inviting a faculty member who have done a very good work like you, so that they can share the knowledge, and that will be useful for the young researchers and our faculty members. So then when we thought we make it online, then we thought why only for our faculty members, we will open it for others also. So in that context, we made this program open. Otherwise, faculty research interest seminar is a monthly initiative in our college. Every month, one of the faculty members who will present the working paper, like as you have mentioned, presented, and so that they will get critics and they will get feedback, and so that it may be more publishable. So in this context, today you have presented your paper. I think it is completed paper. That is going to be a direction for our researchers, so that they can take their research forward in the same line. I think it was highly useful and insightful and very knowledgeable event. I thank you on behalf of CBFS for sharing your thoughtful knowledge to the community, global community. It's actually a global community. We have around registration from 18 different countries, and I think just now my friend from Iran, he messaged that he has conveyed regards. So thank you very much for the participants for this program, and this is a regular event as a part of our knowledge sharing initiative. We keep conducting various webinars. You are there in our database. We will certainly share our the events to be conducted in the future. I think next 2 months there will be a vacation. After September, we will start again similar initiatives. You are all in our database, and we will share whatever the activities we are going to conduct in the years to come. And on behalf of the college, I thank to Dr. Shalini Aggarwal. She is a very renowned researcher as well as associate editor of ABDC ranked journal. I think we look forward your more contribution for our knowledge sharing initiatives in the years to come. And I also thank almost more than 100 people are there in the live session. I thank you all for your participation. I hope you have all gained very good knowledge sharing initiative. Thank you one and all. See you again in our future events. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will sign off. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you very
for-
much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.